Namaste. Our next speaker is someone who believes in a holistic approach towards learning classical art forms. She has many feathers under her impressive hat. She is trained in Mohiniyattam, Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi and even Carnatic music. She believes that learning allied art forms can supplement one's understanding of their craft. It is my great pleasure to introduce Mrs. Vinaya Narayanan. Her journey in the field of dance began at the tender age of 5 under Guru Srimati Kalamandalam Vinodini. At 15, she decided to specialize in Mohiniyattam and currently trains under esteemed Guru Srimati Padma Shri Bharati Shivaji. She is a recipient of the Scholarship of Mohiniyattam, sponsored by the Department of Culture, and works closely in association with her Guru in the activities of the Center for Mohiniyattam. Her august list of accomplishments include being crowned the Kalatilakam twice and being a recipient of the Priyalasya 3E Award in 2013. The 3 E's stand for enchanting, educating and empowering, which are indeed the most appropriate words to describe her. She has to her credit performances in some of the most distinguished locations in our country like the Sri Krishna Gana Sabha, the Narada Gana Sabha, Teen Murti Bhavan and the Republic Day celebration in Delhi. She has also performed at various dance festivals like the Hampi Dance Festival, the Summer Festival of Dance and Music and the world famous Konark Dance Festival. She has been showcasing the beauty of Mohiniyattam all throughout the world, and she has performed in various countries like Thailand, Indonesia, Germany, Russia, etc. She is also a passionate and dedicated teacher and nurtures talent in the field of Mohiniyattam. She is currently teaching at Samarpana Mohiniyattam Kalari in Bengaluru. It is a great honor to have you on this platform, ma'am, and we extend you a warm welcome.
Shri Guru Namaha. I am Vinaya Narayanan, a practitioner of Mohiniyattam. My friend Maithili had asked me to answer a few questions on Mohiniyattam. I thought I will share a few of my experiences with you all as a student of Mohiniyattam so far. Why I chose Mohiniyattam? Of course, I was not initiated into Mohiniyattam directly. I was initiated into dance by my Guru Kalamandalam Vinodini at the age of 5 into Bharatanatyam first. Probably at the age of 9 she started Mohiniyattam for me, and then a little later also started teaching Kuchipudi. It was only at the age of 15, after having learnt a bit of all these 3 styles, that I settled down with Mohiniyattam. It was more so because at the age of 15 I met my present Guru, Padma Shri Bharati Shivaji, and she was very clear that it's high time you chose one particular style and specialized in one form. And by that time I had enough experience of the other 2 styles to be able to understand clearly what I needed, what I wanted, what was the language for my soul to speak. I believe every classical dance style has its own personality, and the more closer the personality of a dance style to your own personality and nature, the better. So that way Mohiniyattam I found is a very natural way of expression for me. That is one reason. Second reason, definitely because Bharti ma'am insisted that we stick to one style. Third reason, I do dance more for the sake of enjoying that moment and that blissfulness, and it's a very meditative process for me, more like a dhyana. So the pace, the slow pace that Mohiniyattam style offers is very much suitable for my nature to be in that dhyanam state. Biggest learnings from my gurus. I was fortunate enough to be able to learn dance under the guideship of two most amazing gurus. As I said before, I started learning Bharatanatyam under Kalamandala Vinodini teacher. And if I say about her, she was a very strict disciplinarian. There are a lot of things that are takeaways from her teachings. First and foremost is definitely the way to be in a dance class. While we were still very young, I remember she never used to allow us to walk in between the dance practice sessions or talk to each other, talk to even the teacher, or go have water breaks whenever we wanted. No, there was a specific way of standing. You have to stand in that way if you are listening to the teacher, and that particular spot you cannot move around in class. Definitely all this helped us in learning in a better format. Today, of course, all these rules might not be applicable to the younger generation students. I certainly am not able to do that in my own classes, but I believe there is a huge value in those certain disciplinary ways. How to behave outside when you go for a program, not to walk around in the gungurus, be quiet, no talking, how to pay respects to the other gurus, other practitioners. All these are quite minute things, but very, very important, I feel. Another thing is the observation skill. She used to make us sit through even the other batches, once my batch is done with, she will make us all sit there and watch the seniors or the other batch learning. And there is a lot to learn from just observing. And the way she used to correct even the minute nuances, subtle things that usually we tend to miss out, the way she points that out and makes you correct it. And in those times there were no mirrors. You had to completely internalize the movement. And the way she made us achieve that perfection was amazing. She would go on making us reflect that movement, close our eyes and feel the movement, and where is your hand placed, know it, not by looking at something but by feeling within. So these are, of course, then I might not have understood the importance of these lessons, but today definitely these are my greatest takeaways from Vinod teacher's class. The observation, minutest detailing, and another thing is perfectionist. She's a amazing perfectionist, in the sense even if your talent is just 50%, she'll pull you out maximum and stretch you to the 80% level. So you have to, there's no other choice, you have to bring out and do hard work and attain at least that level of perfection. Without that you could not enter her class another time. Also she never used to let us take leaves. No missing classes, no bunking sessions. Whether you are sick, whatever, whether you have any engagement, other engagements, nothing would matter to her. If you miss one class, you wouldn't be allowed to get in another time. So these are some, I believe these are very, very important topics as far as a student is concerned, to set you right in your attitude towards your passion, in your attitude towards your art form. The commitment, setting right the commitment, setting right the ambience for that commitment. All those are big takeaways from Vinod teacher. Now coming to Bharti ma'am, I got to know Bharti ma'am at a later stage after setting my foundations. So I was at a better level to understand her teachings on a different note. Definitely the one biggest takeaway for me from Bharti ma'am is her aesthetic sense. As I said before, her choreographic skills are a class apart. The way she thinks about an idea and brings it into practicality is something you have to experience. You cannot talk about it much, perhaps. It cannot even be taught as such. You just have to perceive it. But just by being with her, observing her, not just as a dancer, but as a person, she's so humble, so down to earth. Her open-mindedness towards other dance styles and other performers, all that is a big takeaway for me. Another big thing about Bharti ma'am is a conviction with which she approaches Mohiniyattam. She is very thorough. She is very, of course, she is a firm believer of Devi Mukambika, and that has also probably, that bhakti has also probably given her much more, conviction on what she is doing right now. She has surrendered, completely surrendered to Mohiniyattam and to Devi. And she believes whatever flows out of her is through that intuition. This is a major inspiration for me. And she always says, Vinny, dance for that bliss feeling. You don't need to dance for the audience so much. You need to first dance for yourself. Feel that joy of dancing and don't bother about anything much. You might be able to do, there are a million reasons for a program becoming successful. Leave all that. Just give your complete commitment and surrender before the deity and just indulge in that moment. So these are, I should say, more than the direct dance lesson, what I have learned from her are basic life lessons. And she is like a mother to me, there to guide us all through our life. Anything too personal in life to talk about, to discuss with, I go first to ma'am. So that way we have been, all of our students have been quite blessed to get not just a guru but a mother-like guru for us. A few of my observations regarding Bharti ma'am's choreography works. First of all is her keen sense of music. She herself being a wonderful musician, she is able to compose the music aptly, how to use the silence. Music should be the main thing before you venture into a choreographic work. If the music is right, then 50% job done. And definitely when we hear her music, the movements will automatically come into your mind because that is the way she has set her choreographic pieces. She's also been able to make the Edaka player or the Madalam player play in a certain way, enhancing that particular bhava of the moment. So these are techniques which she has, experimented on. And as I said before, the apt use of silence definitely adds volumes to her work. A second thing I have observed is the way in which she deals with the Abhinaya. Her Abhinaya is very subtle, not a dramatic or over dramatic at all. She is able to portray well with that subtlety a bhava, very, very convincingly. I'm not sure how much another person trying to learn that particular piece from her would be able to do justice in that way if she tries to copy the way ma'am does. But for her, when we see her, definitely she doesn't do too much. Just with subtle things, she's able to capture that bhava and express it to the audience very much. Another thing about ma'am's choreography is the nritta, importance to nritta. She feels a dance of any style has to have a strong technique if it has to, impress upon the audience. So you will find her Ashtapatis, even the main Abhinaya pieces will have effective nritta in it, and the way she blends those nritta movements along with Abhinaya is something very, very different, very unique. So these are some of the things I like about her choreographic works. I believe choreography is not something you can learn. To some extent, yes, you could learn different things by observing your guru and through experience. But it is definitely a talent to be born with. And I'm really scared in one way because standard set by my guru Bharti ma'am is really too high. Her choreography is a class apart. Contributions towards Mohiniyattam so far that I have done probably is only as a teacher. I started teaching at a quite early age of 19 when Bharti ma'am asked me to start teaching at her Calicut center. And it's been almost 2 decades now. I've been continuously teaching, and that has given me a wealth of learning experience. It has made me evolve into a much more keen observer, and of course I feel today teaching is much more of a passion for me than performance. The main quality in a student, I would say, is samarpana. The willingness to, surrender completely before a guru. As ma'am always says, it's very easy to have many students but very few disciples, because it demands much more. As she says, you have to dance with your soul, with your heart, and not with your feet alone. It's very, very demanding. And definitely what you are reflects on your stage, on your stage performances. So as a person, you have to be able to better yourself. Only then you can perfect yourself as a dancer or an artist, I believe. So that attitude towards an art form, not just as a means of money earning or getting fame or whatever your materialistic needs are, doesn't matter, but unless and until you are able to completely bow down before your guru and life in general, you will not learn anything much in life. The truth will not come to you, and the grace of the guru will not flow to you unless you have that right attitude to learning. So I look forward to a very honest person a very open-minded person, and a person who is willing to learn, whose ego is not that high. So somebody like that should be an ideal student, I believe. And a guru is somebody who swallows, they say. What does the guru swallow? Nothing but the ego. A correct methodology of learning for a student. Some people might be able to learn just by normal way of teaching. Some might need cajoling, some might need pampering, some might need even punishment. So it depends upon each person, each student. Only a teacher will know what methodology is to be used for that particular student and how has it to be applied. So, but a major work of a guru, I believe, is swallowing the ego of a student. Unless and until that is done, the path is not clear for a student. And in that way, I'm so grateful. All my gurus so far have been able to take me into the right path and look at the art form in the right attitude, not just as a way of entertainment or a way of learning livelihood, but as I said, it's a sadhana, it's a dhyana, it's a meditation. Look at it that way, more of a spiritual minded approach it is. The future of Mohiniyattam, what change would I want as a practitioner of Mohiniyattam? Not much. We have already come a long way now. Our gurus have laid a very strong foundation and did their best, whatever possible at that point of time. And we now have a lot of banis. There are so many things. Every bani has a very unique approach to the technique of Mohiniyattam, but each one is very, very beautiful in its own way. I personally believe that the future lies with somebody who is open-minded, somebody who can take in the positive from everything around. Any bani, let it be any bani, doesn't matter. Whatever he or she can absorb and express in their unique way, in a positive way, just adopt it rather than fighting over in the name of banis and gurus. I think we should be able to forget that or overcome that thing and look at it in a more open-minded way. Mohiniyattam has definitely come through many stages through the efforts of so many gurus. We should always be thankful to them, definitely, but that should not be a restrictive thing for us, practitioners. We should come out of that mode of thinking of one institution or one bani and be able to, willing to take in anything that appeals to us and use it judiciously. So I have very high hopes in the future generation of Mohiniyattam dancers. There are so many good dancers in this generation, and all of us are much more open-minded than maybe 2 generations before. So I do see a possibility of collaborating with so many more dance practitioners. And the one unique thing about this generation of dancers is that they're very appreciative about each other's efforts. Rather than pulling each other down, they are ready to point out mistakes correctly and at the same time appreciate, and there is much more of a friendship amongst us, open-minded talk. There's a lot to give, lot to take, and that itself is a big hope for me. thank Maithili for having given me this opportunity to share a few of my experiences with all of you. Thanks to all the viewers.